Have you ever noticed how certain people interrupt you, talk down to you, or quietly push past your boundaries? Yet they would never try that behavior with someone else. Not because you lack strength, but because something in how you carry yourself allows it. This video breaks down why people stop respecting you, and more importantly, how to shut that behavior down without pleading, arguing, or losing control. Let me ask you this. Have you ever left a conversation replaying it in your head, thinking you should have responded differently, but didn't know what to do in the moment? Today, I'll show you 7 Machiavellian strategies for dealing with people who don't respect you. Methods based on psychology, not confrontation. Stay until the end because the final rule decides whether people keep testing you or stop altogether. When someone shows you disrespect, the instinct is immediate. Your emotions flare, your body tenses, you feel pulled to respond, to explain yourself, or to push back. But that impulse is exactly what the other person is testing for. They're looking to see if they can disturb you, if they can prove that your calm is easy to break. Real authority isn't built by emotional display. It's built through control. Calm becomes protection. When you refuse to react, you take away their reward. There is no resistance for them to press against. Think of your self-worth as a solid structure. Minor strikes don't damage it. Noise alone can't bring it down. In moments of tension, the person who remains composed naturally gains authority. Others feel it immediately. They sense steadiness and begin to rely on it. That person becomes the anchor in the situation. Restraint is not weakness. It is strength under control. And when used deliberately, silence becomes one of the most powerful tools you have. When disrespect persists, the most effective response isn't confrontation. It's controlled distance. You don't debate, you don't pursue, you don't justify yourself. Instead, you pull back. Your attention, your availability, your energy become limited. You quietly remove what was once freely given. This change carries weight because absence creates space, and space creates value. Scarcity reshapes how people see you. Without a single word, your importance becomes clear. Your silence communicates more than any argument ever will. Your withdrawal delivers a message words can't carry. This isn't revenge. It isn't punishment. It's a quiet, self-respecting declaration. I won't remain where I'm not valued. If this resonates with you so far, a simple like helps this reach others who need to hear it. In social settings, silence is uncommon, and that's precisely what makes it effective. While others rush to speak, explain themselves, or fill the space, the quiet individual stands out. The observer who holds back gathers information instead of giving it away. Like a predator that waits instead of chasing, stillness becomes a form of strength. When words are used carefully, they gain weight. By saying less, you naturally become the steady center of the room. People begin to notice your presence. They start to wonder what you're thinking. You turn into a question they can't easily answer. True authority isn't created by volume, it comes from presence. In a world overwhelmed by noise, your silence sets the tone. And when you finally speak, the moment belongs to you. Within any social hierarchy, genuine confidence stays quiet. Those with real authority don't over-explain. Their presence already speaks for them. In human interaction, the more you justify yourself, the more uncertain you appear. Excess explanation creates doubt. It invites others to question you. Every unnecessary word quietly gives away leverage. You begin to sound as if you're asking for approval rather than standing firm. A clear decision, expressed with calm certainty, doesn't need defending. It stands on its own. When you stop explaining yourself, you signal authority. You show that your choices don't require permission. Your reasons are yours. You don't owe them to everyone. This level of restraint isn't passive. It's an active decision to take ownership of your authority. And it's this quiet authority that earns real lasting respect. If you value calm, psychological breakdowns like this, subscribing may be worth your time. In moments of conflict, many people assume power comes from force. They raise their voice, they exaggerate their movements, they lean on aggression to feel dominant. But this is a mistake. These behaviors don't signal strength. They reveal desperation. They are blunt, unsophisticated tools. They create noise and disruption, but rarely produce real results. When someone reacts this way, they reveal something critical: a lack of control, emotional instability. And that vulnerability is easy for a calm, strategic mind to recognize and use. Real power moves in a different way. It doesn't rush, it doesn't erupt. True power is precise, like a scalpel, not a blunt weapon. A controlled response is chosen deliberately for the moment. It's brief, it's clear, and it carries no emotional charge. That kind of response doesn't just stop conflict. It creates respect that lasts. The objective is never to escalate tension. It's to end it, cleanly, decisively. Think about the contrast between a reckless punch and a surgeon's cut. The punch is uncontrolled energy, chaotic, unreliable. The incision is the opposite, focused, deliberate, exact. It accomplishes what's needed with minimal force and maximum effect. In social conflict, a carefully chosen sentence serves the same role. It cuts directly to the heart of the issue, it halts the aggression, and it restores boundaries without turning the moment into open warfare. That is how real power handles conflict, not with noise, but with precision. This approach requires a steady mind and a clear read of the situation. When someone disrespects you or turns aggressive, the instinct is to mirror their energy, to raise your voice or push back harder. Holding back from that impulse isn't easy. It takes real discipline. Instead of reacting, you stop. You create distance in your mind. You see the behavior for what it usually is, a test or a sign of insecurity. From that position, you choose how to respond, not impulsively but deliberately. That pause is where the outcome is set. It hands control back to you. It moves you from emotion into clarity, from impulse into strategy. This is where the strength of a precise response really shows. It catches the other person off guard because they didn't expect it. An aggressive person anticipates a clash. They're prepared for resistance, raised voices, and emotional disorder. When they're met with calm, clarity, and control instead, their balance disappears. You refuse to step onto their emotional ground, and their momentum dies out. Often a short and measured sentence is enough. Something simple like, or, "We're not continuing this conversation like this," spoken calmly, without irritation. This kind of response carries far more weight than shouting ever could. It shows you can't be provoked, that you remain in control, that you decide the tone and direction of the interaction. An angry outburst is loud, but it fades quickly, and it always leaves weakness behind. It's noisy, it's dramatic, it consumes a lot of energy. and then it's gone. Most angry reactions ignite fast and burn out just as quickly, leaving almost nothing changed once the moment passes. A calm, precise statement works in another way. It lingers. Think of it like a small stone dropped into quiet water. The splash is barely noticeable, but the ripples move outward. They reach farther than you expect. Because it isn't spoken with open hostility, it bypasses the other person's defenses. They don't immediately push back. Instead, it stays with them. They replay it. They think about it later. They revisit it long after the moment has passed. That's where the real psychological force of a measured response shows itself. An angry reaction is easy to ignore. People quickly dismiss it by saying, and in doing so, they avoid taking responsibility. A calm, precise statement works differently. It can't be dismissed so easily. A boundary, stated without emotion, forces reflection. There's no scene to hide behind, no chaos to distract from what was said. The person who showed disrespect is left alone with your words. They replay the exchange. They feel the quiet authority behind your tone. Over time, that calm presence pushes them to question themselves, their behavior, their assumptions, their standing. That's something a shouting match will never accomplish. Think of this as a form of social aikido. The aggressor approaches with force, disrespect, pressure, provocation. Rather than colliding with that force, you move out of its path. You don't oppose it. You guide it elsewhere. Your calm, deliberate response becomes that redirection. It turns their own energy back on itself, without aggression, without effort. Now they're no longer focused on you. They're left confronting their own behavior, their own words, their own actions. You stay composed, steady at the center of the moment. They're the ones who feel unsettled, off balance, exposed. This is how respect is built without raising your voice or entering open conflict. Because the aim isn't to win an argument. It's to teach people how to treat you. A loud confrontation teaches only one thing, that you're volatile, someone to clash with, someone ruled by emotion. A calm, controlled response teaches something else entirely. It shows that you're grounded, that your boundaries are firm, that your self-control can't be disturbed. The first approach might give you a brief victory through fear or intimidation, but it never holds. The second earns something far more valuable, lasting respect, the kind that stops future conflict before it ever starts. A calm, intentional statement doesn't just end the moment. It reshapes the relationship itself. It changes how the other person treats you from then on. Short, controlled responses carry a sense of finality. They don't invite argument. They close the door, quietly, firmly, and for good. When you say, and leave it there, you're not inviting conversation. You're ending it. The strength lies in how brief it is, and in the calm, even tone beneath the words. It signals that the issue is resolved, not emotional, not open for negotiation. This kind of language slices through noise immediately. It sets a boundary that doesn't need defending, no explanation, no justification, no debate. There's no ambiguity in it, no space to misunderstand, and no opening for a manipulator to bend, stall, or exploit what you said. The message is clear and complete. And this is worth acknowledging. Sometimes disrespect cuts deeper than we're willing to admit, especially when it comes from people we care about or feel close to. In social life, the strongest lessons are rarely delivered through arguments. They're delivered through consequences. When a boundary is crossed, the response isn't debate. It's distance, a door that closes, an opportunity quietly removed. This is the law of consequence. It doesn't yell, it doesn't retaliate, it simply lets reality respond on its own. People who genuinely value you will notice the shift. They'll reflect, they'll make an effort to repair what was damaged. Those who don't will slowly disappear. And that too tells you everything you need to know. This is how you determine the level of respect in your life. You teach others how to treat you, calmly, firmly, and without ever raising your voice. The deepest form of power comes when you no longer feel the need to please anyone. When validation stops controlling you, everything shifts. You become sovereign. Your sense of worth comes from inside, not from praise, approval, or acceptance. This inner authority is built through trust in yourself, through self-reliance, through knowing you can stand alone if you have to. From that position, you move with steadiness. Flattery no longer sways you. Exclusion no longer threatens you. True self-sufficiency means you connect with others by choice, not dependency. You engage because you decide to, not because you fear losing approval, access, or belonging. And in the end, respect arrives on its own, not forced, not pursued, but offered naturally to those who have mastered themselves. Which of the 7 principles do you find most difficult? Staying silent, holding firm boundaries, or letting consequences do the talking? We've moved through the deeper layers of human psychology, uncovering the quiet rules that shape how respect is given or withdrawn. We've seen how steady control over your reactions can neutralize provocation, and how calmly removing access can shift power without a single confrontation. We've explored the strength found in speaking less and watching more, and the authority that emerges when you refuse to explain yourself unnecessarily. These aren't manipulation tactics. They are lessons in self-command. They are the ways you teach others how you expect to be treated. And this journey doesn't end with methods used on other people. It ends where it was always meant to begin, within. The highest form of respect isn't won through effort outwardly, but claimed inwardly. It is the quiet, intentional rise to command your own inner world. It's the understanding that real power isn't exercised over other people, but over yourself. It's the development of an inner authority so solid and a self-reliance so deep that outside approval becomes something pleasant to hear, but never something you depend on. Respect begins here, inside the calm fortress of a mind that knows its own value. This self-mastery is the final unwritten rule. It's the ground on which every other principle stands. When you allow consequences to speak, it comes from steadiness, not resentment. When you stop needing to please, it comes from wholeness, not lack. Every rule reflects an inner condition, a way of being, not just a way of acting. They are outward expressions of a deeper inner structure. The world, in its own way, reflects back what we embody. It doesn't respond to what we demand with words, but to what we consistently demonstrate through our presence, through the quiet authority of our actions. And so we close with a final thought. Respect is not something you win through conflict, nor something you extract through force. It cannot be taken. It can only be earned. It follows naturally behind a person of substance. It's the space others instinctively give to someone who has mastered their inner world. It's the echo that returns when your restraint, discipline, and self-possession speak more convincingly than words ever could. Respect is never demanded, it is demonstrated. If this video clarified respect, boundaries, and human behavior for you, support it by liking the video, sharing it with someone who needs it, and leaving your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more psychology, philosophy, and Machiavellian insight, and continue building inner authority with the next video on your screen.